Now on Fast Track News, how has Chiang's first term as president gone? See what changes have been made since the Mitch Daniels era ended back in December.
Plus, housing continues to be a big issue this year for both students and university leaders. We've got an update on plans to house an ever-growing student body.
And technology was a source of controversy this year. ChatGPT and TikTok especially, or your campus news, weather, and sports is straight ahead. This is Fast Track News.
Hello Boilermakers, it's Friday, April 21st. The 2022 to 2023 school year is quickly coming to a close. I'm Andrea Yu.
And I'm Sunny Lee. As we look back on the 2023 school year, one of the biggest changes for Purdue had to be the new president, Chiang. Reporter John Waterworth talked to President Chiang about his first semester in charge.
When new Purdue President Chiang took office, he got a lot of perks from it, including but not limited to Westwood residence and even a butler. But he also inherited a lot of problems that he has to deal with his administration, not limited to a current housing crisis going on. We had the chance to talk to President Chiang about all of these issues and more on our first collaboration between Fast Track News and the Purdue Exponent. When you became president, you kind of inherited a housing crisis. What are Purdue's plans to address this and maybe capping the amount of students that are at the university? Is that an option?
Well, John, I'm glad you asked the question about acceptance and rejections of admission seasons, because we are towards the tail end of the undergrad admission cycle. And this year, we had yet another year of record number of applicants. You can make a guess, 72,000 applied. We were at 40,000 applications about 10 years ago. Now, I've heard a few friends urging me to say, you got to accept fewer students. But I also tell you, around the weekends where we release the results of acceptance and rejection, I got many angry, disappointed emails asking me, how dare you reject my children or my grandchildren? Look at the resume, look at how strong he is, how strong she is. And sometimes I click open and I look at it, yeah, that's very strong applicants. However, I guess you cannot do both. You cannot be at the same time rejecting more and not rejecting more. Our number of enrolled students has gone up. Our enrollment size has been growing, I would say about 30% last 10 years or so. But look at the number of applicants. We're actually turning down many more applicants, percentage-wise and absolute number-wise, than ever before. Not because we're proud as a public land grant to be turning away applicants. It's simply because we do recognize that this one single campus cannot physically accommodate arbitrary number of students. Now, as to the housing availability, it is absolutely important. I wouldn't say it was a crisis. I wouldn't say it is one, especially after last Friday when the Board of Trustees endorsed 2 student housing projects. One will be starting right away. It will be available within 2 years, which is fast in construction speed.
Check out John's full interview on the Fast Track YouTube channel.
Purdue's Business School has been renamed to the Mitchell E. Daniels Jr. School of Business, honoring the former President Daniels' decade-long contribution. The Daniels School of Business will build upon Purdue's mission to make education more affordable and accessible. Purdue University's new Mitchell E. Daniels Jr. School of Business will create the next generation of students ready to lead or found great companies and transform society. The graduate school will keep the Krannert name. The undergrad program will be known as the Bruce White Institute.
We started the week in winter coats again, but the spring-like weather returned. Is it here to stay? Meteorologist Julia Pricat is here with our first look at the forecast.
Unfortunately, these winter temperatures are still here to stay for just a little bit longer. Today we're looking at a high of 60 degrees with a low of 40. Rain showers and really scattered rain all day long for Friday, with wind gusts up to 5-10 miles per hour with a 70% chance of rain in West Lafayette here at Purdue's campus. So taking a look into our hourly forecast at noon right now, we're seeing a lot of cloud coverage, 53 degrees being our high with wind speeds up to 4 miles per hour. But as we move along to our afternoon hours, 3 p.m. we're about 57 degrees being our high, and moving into our evening hours, 6 p.m., 59 our high. That's about our peak for the day, around 6-7 p.m., about 60 degrees being our high for the day. But as we move more into those evening hours, 9 p.m. and even midnight, we're really staying in that mid-50 range, and those rain is really going to start to pick up as well. So if you do have any evening plans or overnight plans as well, please make sure to pack an umbrella to keep yourself safe and warm for the evening. And taking a look, our show today, our theme is Year in Review. So let's take a look at some statistics from this past school year. So our hottest day of the year was September 21st with a recorded 91 degrees Fahrenheit and actually 100% humidity as well. So it was a hot day on Purdue's campus. Our coldest day was right before Christmas, December 23rd, -9 degrees, and most Boilermakers were gone, but for the people who were on campus, it was a cold one. And taking a look, it was really just a roller coaster of seasons all throughout this last school year. We saw 60 degrees in January and even some snow in March. So it's been a roller coaster every year when it comes to weather. And finally, to top off the year, we had a tornado outbreak in Indiana. Early April 1st to be exact, we had 23 recorded tornadoes in Indiana. Thankfully not hitting West Lafayette or Tippecanoe County, but we did see counties such as White County, Benton County, and also Montgomery County be hit with those tornadoes as well. So again, you could say this year in review was quite a roller coaster of seasons and tornadoes as well.
This year marks the first full academic year on Purdue's campus where masks were no longer required. The mask mandate was lifted last spring after a year and a half. Other COVID-era restrictions were lifted at the start of the academic year. In August of 2022, Protect Purdue said that it would not resume routine COVID-19 surveillance testing. It also said that due to limited housing space, students who tested positive for COVID would have to figure out their own isolation plans. One notable COVID-era restriction that was lifted was at local restaurant Bruno's, reinstating dining in at a long-loved Purdue institution.
Last fall, Purdue awoke to a tragedy on campus. Varun Manish Chaheda, a 20-year-old senior who studied data science, was allegedly stabbed to death by his roommate in his McCutcheon Hall dorm room. The suspect, Jimin Shah, was recently ruled incompetent to stand trial by a Tippecanoe County judge. He is to be admitted to a mental institution to receive treatment to be able to stand trial.
Here is an update on another case we've been following. Purdue professor Sergei Marshey has been charged with 3 counts of making an unlawful reproposition. An initial hearing will be had on May the 10th.
This year, Purdue University set another record for student enrollment. It's the 8th year in a row, and the student population is now over 50,000. This year also marked the 11th straight year of frozen tuition, and the university has also vowed to keep tuition frozen for a 12th year. More than 200 faculty were hired this past year, the largest hire in Purdue history.
Purdue's housing crisis has made it difficult for students to find a place to live this upcoming school year.
Reporter Audrey Shirley takes a look at how the university is addressing this issue.
I'm currently standing at Hillenbrand Hall, where Hillenbrand South will be located should the Purdue Board of Trustees approve of this project for this summer. This new building will be adjacent to Hillenbrand Hall. This spring, the Purdue Research Foundation announced plans for a new project to build additional student housing located on 3rd Street and McCormick Road. Friday the 14th, the Purdue Board of Trustees gave their support. This project will create 401 units for student housing and hold about 1,000 beds. Construction will take place this summer in preparation for the fall of 2025. The university also announced plans for another project yet to be approved by the Board of Trustees. This project will be next to Hillenbrand Hall and known as Hillenbrand South. We asked students to share their own experiences in finding housing for next school year.
It was pretty difficult for us. It was, yeah, it was an interesting process. By the time our opportunity to housing came, most of the stuff was gone. So I had to join data mine in order to get a housing.
I had to go on Facebook. I had to go on the housing
like roommate search portal or something, and I had to try to find people through there. That didn't work.
Facebook Marketplace was the main place to look.
These projects will serve as an attempt to solve Purdue's housing crisis on campus. Construction on 3rd and McCormick is expected to begin this summer, and they will discuss approval for Hillenbrand South this summer as well.
Well, there you have it. If this project moves forward, we will potentially be seeing hundreds of additional beds for students on Hillenbrand South and 3rd McCormick. We will wait and see. This is Audrey Shirley reporting for Fast Track News.
It sounds like Facebook Marketplace was the way to go for students to find housing next year.
Hopefully, with hundreds of additional beds, this will allow students to look at housing with more success.
Up next, we'll take a look at the new feature PUID on mobile and the effect of ChatGPT ahead of final exams.
Plus, a look at other changes this year, including the winter flex session. Don't go away, Fast Track will be back after the commercial break.
Football. It's the best time of the year. You know what else is great? The world's largest and fastest mascot. You can't have Purdue football without the trains. Look for the Reamer Club outside Stewart Center, 12 to 5 p.m. on Fridays before home football games, for your chance to ride the Boilermaker Special for free. See you then!
This week, the university announced a new mobile version of the Purdue ID card.
You can now add your PUID to your Apple or Google Wallet. With a simple tap, you will be able to enter buildings, use your meal plan, pay for laundry, and more.
But what about these hard copy IDs? The university says that they will still work, but they are phasing them out for incoming students, and some areas of campus will still require them until upgrades can be made. Bottom line, don't throw away your ID card, but you now have a more convenient option. Also, an important note, this mobile ID launch is just for students, so faculty and staff will still be using their physical PUID card. Another highlight of this semester that cannot be ignored is ChatGPT.
As we are approaching the finals, our professors concerned, reporter Rachel Kai introduces us to one instructor who believes there are benefits.
Hello, Boilermakers. We are officially approaching the finals week. As you are preparing for your exams, are you using any tools to assist you? ChatGPT has been a hot topic for this semester. Let's see how professors and students are handling the ChatGPT at this time.
I use ChatGPT almost every day.
There are two divergent views about ChatGPT now. Some people are worried about the usage reduces the honesty and integrity of exams. Others think we should not panic about using ChatGPT.
It does a really good job explaining things that humans can understand, and it's also an easier resource to just have up on my computer all the time versus having scrolling through a textbook where it might take me 5 minutes to find an answer. I can normally find a brief answer very fast.
Now you have everything out there and you just kind of ask ChatGPT to do your assignments for you. So basically you do not end up learning nothing.
PhD student Adu Sharma did an experiment on ChatGPT.
I have been trying to provide links to several papers to ChatGPT to summarize it for us. So usually, even after providing the link, it summarizes a paper, but a different paper.
Professor Sarah Bakshi believes that students should have the ability to use the tools that are open to them.
I believe that in our exams, in our educational environment, we should try to mimic, within reason, the kinds of real-world situations that our students are going to be exposed to.
As Professor Bakshi said, initially students are using ChatGPT for factual questions, and now students are asking questions of higher level of cognition. So Professor advised us how to utilize ChatGPT correctly and efficiently.
So I think students can definitely utilize this tool for doing a lot of this tedious tasks, the nuts and bolts, the facts and figures, figuring that out. I was talking to some of my students when they compose letters, then they use it to come up with a template which they can then go and fill in. But they have to be careful in that there are obvious blind spots in the knowledge base that it has. There are incorrect things in the knowledge base that it has. So you have to use it. Again, repeating my earlier statement, trust but not completely, and definitely verify what you're getting from it.
Report from Fast Track News. This is Rachel Tai.
Thank you, Rachel. I wonder what ChatGPT will be like in the next academic year. After Think Summer, Purdue added Winter Flex as an extra short-term semester. According to the Purdue website, Winter Flex takes place between the end of fall semester and the beginning of spring semester. It'll be another great opportunity for students to boost their pace to graduation. The days of dance challenges, POV videos, and trending sounds are over, at least for students on campus.
University officials made the decision earlier this semester to block access from the social media platform TikTok through campus Wi-Fi. Last fall, faculty and staff were told to remove official accounts linked with Purdue. Reporter Taylor Barrett gives us a closer look at how students on campus continue to look for alternatives to the app.
It's been 1 month since the university banned the use of TikTok on school Wi-Fi. This includes both in class and those living in dormitories. I'm here to see how their usage of technology has been affected since the ban. How has your usage of the app been affected since the ban of TikTok on school Wi-Fi?
I haven't really been affected by it because I don't live on campus, and I don't really get on it when I'm on campus, so I haven't really been affected.
Definitely said the usage has gone down because I have to use my hotspot data now because it's not on the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it's very frustrating. Every single time I have to swipe down and turn off my Wi-Fi and use my own data. I don't know, I like TikTok, but I'm not crazy about it. But sometimes I like to scroll, so it's just really inconvenient, and I don't think it's that much of an issue to ban it.
Honestly, I haven't really enjoyed it too much, mainly because I think that I feel like students should be able to be given access to have other forms of relaxation and just to wind down from all their classes. So probably banning such a popular social media source from the school Wi-Fi isn't something that I don't think is particularly Purdue's greatest choice.
Yeah. And are there other apps that you're using a lot more, or?
I'd say Instagram for sure. What about you?
I would agree with that. Instagram, Snapchat, the usual too.
Me, what I do now, I switch more with Instagram. I just use Instagram Reels because I feel like that's kind of a second alternative to TikTok. And that's probably just my main priority. It's either just Instagram or just text messaging or FaceTiming, other ways to interact with my friends.
While students hope their thoughts will be heard, Purdue seems adamant about restricting TikTok from campus Wi-Fi for the imminent future. I'm Taylor Barrett, and you're watching Fast Track News.
Despite students' thoughts about the ban, it sounds like Boilermakers are still finding ways to make and send fun videos to their friends. Now, our meteorologist Julia Prickert is here to give you a rundown of what's next for weather this week.
Coming up on Fast Track Weather, we'll take a look into Grand Prix weather for the 66th annual Purdue Grand Prix this year. And unfortunately, more rain showers are on the way for the end of next week. And finally, we'll round out with a 7-day forecast and what to look forward to for Silent Week as Boilermakers get ready for finals right after this commercial break. Again, just to recap on Friday, high of 60 degrees with a lot of showers all day long. But as we race into Saturday for the 66th annual Purdue Grand Prix, we're going to see a decrease in some temperatures, 48 degrees being our high for the day and 34 being our low. So again, make sure to bundle up, but we'll take a look into an hourly forecast to what to expect for the Grand Prix. But rounding out Sunday, we're going to see a little bit of increase in temperatures, 50 high being our high with a low of 30 degrees. As we take a look into our hourly forecast for Grand Prix on Saturday, starting at 9 a.m., we're seeing 43 degrees being our high, partly cloudy skies, a lot of cloud coverage all throughout the day, but mainly through 9 to 12 p.m. we're going to see a little bit of sunshine really start to peek through. 47 being our high at 12, but as we move towards 3 p.m. when the green flag waves around 2:33 p.m. for the Grand Prix, high of 47. So if you're going to be out by Alexander Field, make sure to bundle up to keep yourself warm for the Grand Prix this day. And into 6 p.m., 43 degrees being our high, a lot of clouds again, not a lot of sunshine throughout the day. And as we move into 9 p.m. again, more cloud coverage and approximately 39 degrees being our high. So again, if you're out for the evening, make sure to keep yourself warm as we're really going to stay in those mid 40s and even upper 30s coming into Friday and Saturday. So national forecast, as we take a look, why are we getting all this rain showers coming into Friday, and is it going to come into next week? So as we take a look into the Friday national forecast, you can see the Midwest is really getting hit with a high pressure system, which is really bringing in a lot of rain all throughout Friday afternoon. But fortunately, that rain will pass and Saturday will be clear skies, but a lot of clouds and some lower temperatures as well. So we take a look into our 7-day outlook again. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, just to recap, 60 degrees being our high on Friday, high of 48 for the Grand Prix. So again, make sure to keep yourself warm for the day. And Sunday, 50 degrees being our high with a low of 30. But thankfully, as we move into next week, we're going to see a little bit of increase in temperatures and a little bit a taste of spring as well. Monday, high of 56 degrees with a low of 38. Mostly sunny skies, but again, a few clouds here and there. As we move into Tuesday, finally, we're going to start to see those 60 degrees, 62 degrees being our high on Tuesday with a low of 43. As we move into Wednesday, still again staying in the lower 60s, 60 degrees being our high with a low of 42, and mainly cloudy skies on Wednesday. But again, unfortunately, with those spring temperatures, we have to pay a price. We're going to see a little bit of rain coming into Thursday, a high of 61 degrees with a low of 40 coming in at the end of next week.
Just ahead, we'll take a look at this year's top 5 best moments in Purdue sports. Plus, the prep for Grand Prix isn't as easy as it may seem. One of our reporters gets the inside scoop to find out more. I'm Brendan Gorham. Don't go away. Sports is next.
I mean, every year's different, but it hasn't changed that much. Our league is just ominous, and you better lace them up tight and be ready to play every night. If not, you're going to get beat.
Grand Prix is underway as many teams scramble to add the final touches to their go-karts before the race that takes place tomorrow. Reporter Gabriella Chu caught up with one of the teams to find out what it truly takes to compete in this special event.
With Grand Prix coming up, teams are adding the final touches to their karts before the race here on Saturday. I had the opportunity to catch up with one team to find out more on the process leading up to race day. Evan Burr, a senior in UX design at Purdue, is in his 3rd year on a Grand Prix team. In Burr's opinion, he felt that the most difficult part of the whole process isn't the work of building the kart itself, but finding the time and money as a full-time college student. This year, Burr said that his team spent around 80 hours working and building the kart, along with several more hours spent practicing at the track. And for this year's Grand Prix, their building process began in November. As many teams take top go-karting brands and modify them to fit Purdue regulations, this year Burr's team took a top kart base to modify. As the race took place on Saturday, Burr's team placed 4th in the sprint race, but was unable to qualify for the actual race. This isn't unusual, as many teams won't find out until the day of the race to see if their kart will qualify, making the whole process much more difficult. But for Burr, the race isn't the most important aspect, but it's been the memories that have been made with friends along the way, with many late nights spent working in the garage on their kart. In his words, Burr said, "The grind is super fun, but seeing everything come together on race day and being able to participate in this whole experience was very rewarding." Reporting for Fast Track Sports, I'm Gabriella Chu.
The Purdue baseball team increased their win streak to 4 with 2 midweek victories over Ball State and Butler. Both of those wins came after a 2-1 series win over Penn State. On Tuesday against the Cardinals, Purdue won 3-2, highlighted by Paul Tate's driving in Connor Cascanet and Jake Parr crossing home plate after a wild pitch in the 4th inning. And boy, did the Boilermakers continue the momentum against Butler. The team scored in double figures for the 9th time this season with the 16-9 win. Mike Bolton scored four runs, and Tate's tacked on 4 RBI. With 4 runs batted in this season, Tate's now has the 5th most in the Big Ten. The team travels to play a series versus Maryland before returning home for a 9-game homestand. Purdue softball played Butler as well, and the trend continued. The Boilers outmatched the Bulldogs 9-1. The Boilermakers didn't need all 7 innings to get the job done either. They mercy ruled Butler in the 5th after recording 12 hits. We'd like to give a shout out to our former Boilermakers who plan on playing professionally. Emma Ellis will be continuing her volleyball career in Finland. She will be playing with Liga Ploki in Piteputas. My apologies if I mispronounced that. Those are actually my first words I've ever said in Finnish. Along with her, the long-awaited NFL draft is finally here for members of the Purdue football team. Players such as Aiden O'Connell, Charlie Jones, and Corey Trice all hope to hear their name called on draft day. O'Connell's process hasn't been orthodox, considered he's now married. On top of finding time for football, he has to balance some time for his home life.
It's been a crazy few months. We were training down in Frisco, down in Texas, and so my wife was down there with me, and long days at the facility for a good portion of the day, and come home and hang out with her and the dog. So it was a fun couple months to kind of just be us, but also very busy. So we've enjoyed it, but like I said, it's good to be back.
In the end, he's put in the work. He's flashed his skills at the NFL Combine and Purdue Pro Day and is ready to be with his parents and family in Chicago, anxiously awaiting a call on draft day. With this being the unfortunate last episode of Fast Track this year, we wanted to recap and bring you guys our top 5 moments in Purdue sports this year. It's been quite a successful year for Purdue athletics, so let us know your top 5 on our socials. Starting off at number 5 has to be the first sporting event of the school year. The Purdue soccer team upset number 15 USC in front of a record-sized crowd of 3,296 fans. At number 4 is the Purdue football team, who made the Big Ten championship game after clinching their first Big Ten West title in program history. And add to the cherry on top, the clincher was a win over IU. Number 3 could easily be number 1 or 2 for me. I'm a huge wrestling fan, and so with that said, number 3 has got to be Matt Ramos upsetting Spencer Lee in the NCAAs, one of the greatest upsets in wrestling history. Ramos had wrestled Lee strong in their first bout, up 8-1 before Lee wrestled back and then pinned Ramos in the first period. The rematch was Ramos' time to get revenge. In the wailing seconds with the match tied at 7, Ramos planted Lee on his back for a match-winning pin with 1 second remaining. We will just put everything men's basketball related at number 2. Zach Edey seemingly won every award imaginable after averaging 22 points and 13 rebounds per game to lead the Boilers to a 29-win season. Of course, the 29th win was for the Big Ten championship after winning the regular season championship. This would have been an easy, no doubt number 1 had the team not lost so early in March Madness. Coming in at number 1 was my personal favorite, and while it wasn't a monumental upset or even a victory, it meant so much more to the athletes and the progression of their sport. I'm talking about the Purdue women's basketball team setting a new program attendance record at Mackey Arena with 14,876 fans, the third sellout in program history. Talk about an unbelievable experience for those athletes. In year 2 of the Katie Gerald's era, the hype began to build as wins began to pile up. The team came off of back-to-back upsets over Illinois and Ohio State in their previous 2 games, and the hype was unreal. And for a program that has had historical success, I couldn't imagine how special it was for those women to have that moment and set that record. That's a wrap for this spring edition's Fast Track Sports. As a farewell, I would like to use a quote from our favorite coach, Dave Shondell. Every year is different, but hasn't changed that much. Our legacy is ominous, and you better lace them up tight, be ready to play every night. If not, you're going to get beaten. And with that said, Fast Track will be right back after this quick timeout.
Imagine a world where Olympics and Paralympics are unified as one, and where all athletes at all levels have equal opportunities to play and perform at their full potential.
Athletics has been such an influential and transformative aspect of my life. So to me, RISE is about ensuring that every person that has the desire to participate in sport has the opportunity to do so.
This organization is about recognition. We believe in recognizing excellence where it is found, especially in Paralympic sports.
RISE is about driving change in our community and beyond. We hope that through our events and initiatives, we can galvanize people for our cause and inspire them to create an ever-growing network to help achieve our mission.
It's about connecting people of various backgrounds and who truly care about creating meaningful change together.
We develop projects and hold events to bring people together at the interface of inclusivity, sports, and engineering.
Our goal is to promote the equality of all sports and to improve sports performance and accessibility.
Join us so that you can have a major contribution in creating meaningful change.
It's our final question of the week, and we're asking, what are your summer plans? Here is what the Boilermakers say.
I will be taking a Maymester to Tanzania with the School of Education at Purdue, and I'm super excited about it.
Maybe some interns about like computer editing stuff and summer school. Communication 114 and math 162.
This summer I'll be working at a camp. It's north of Fort Wayne. I'll be working with elementary age students all summer because I'm in elementary education. So it'll be really good for my future.
Probably just going home. I have an internship lined up at home, so I'm just gonna be working at that.
Again, just to recap on our 7-day outlook, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're really going to see those mid-50s, even upper 40s, and even peaking at 60 degrees on Friday. But thankfully, as we move into next week, and most Boilermakers are going to be preparing for final exams, we're going to see a rise in temperatures, 56 degrees, 62, and even 60 degrees on Wednesday. So again, mid-60s all throughout next week. So I definitely take advantage of the warm temperatures while we have them before we see some rain showers coming in at the end of next week.
With the semester coming to a close and Fast Track going on break, so will our social media. This week, we have posted updates on Zach Edey, our Purdue Sports Top 5, and some of the behind-the-scenes bloopers. Thank you for following us all year, and keep an eye out for more content starting next semester. Boilermakers, we hope you finish the rest of the semester well and have a great summer vacation.
Also, if you're graduating this semester, including me and Andrea, we hope you move on a great future. Fast Track News is always rooting for you. We will be back in the first semester with all your campus news, weather, and sports.